It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports, and we've got a duel in the Lone Star State. It's the Bears and the Cowboys coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Chicago Bears. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. They come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
If you just break it down in individual terms, he played really well last week. 0 interceptions, 3 touchdown passes. Not a whole lot more he could have done to win that game. But you know something's funny when we talked to him. All he focused on were throws he missed, other opportunities that didn't get done.
Good sign of a leader.
Great sign of a leader because they didn't win, and that's all he cares about.
Now a first down throw, Fields. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Joey Bosa, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign. 2nd and 16. First carry now for David Montgomery. And he's got room. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you. Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers, because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s. Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
The first down run for Elliott will net him about 5 yards. It's 2nd down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Lawrence to throw. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Got a man, it's Brown. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down. They go play action with Lawrence. Able to hit his target Lamb. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Now it's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. 7th play in the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Lawrence will throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And some room to run now. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 45 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation we were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football.
That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. So that drive goes a full 80 yards in 10 plays. And it's capped off for the Cowboys touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. Here's Cohen now to return. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week they're coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you. when you go away for a few days and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
Oh, a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw is Fields. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Montgomery. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. On first down, it's Montgomery. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. Room here to run. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. He's off to a great start here in this first quarter. It seems like this defense is probably going to have trouble containing him.
I would agree with that. I love the observation. And here's the thing. Their game plan coming to fruition. You knew that they came in thinking that they could run it, and now they're proving that they can and doing it in a big way.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Running left, Montgomery. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. After 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it second down and 11. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. You talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half.
And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the Bears are looking at first and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now. Montgomery. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. David Montgomery. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Extra point from McManus is good. And we are tied here in the second quarter. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And it was David Montgomery's touchdown run that polished it all off. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Akeem Hicks able to record his 5th sack of the season. The defense going to blanket the field. 6 now in the secondary here for 3rd and 15. Now Lawrence to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. Tariq Cohen is deep for the Bears. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And, Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Looking to throw again on second down. Fields. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. A give. This is Montgomery. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Second down and 7. And off comes to Montgomery. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. From the 50, here's Fields. He'll get this underneath to Montgomery. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Open man right side, Myers. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Here's Fields. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. The sack there by Roquan Smith. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Mike McCarthy pretty decisive. He brings out that red challenge flag. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always...
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining. Fields going to get this to Montgomery. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run.
Yeah, big play there. And when you have a running back that you can use like a wide receiver, when he has that kind of versatility, you do as they did there. Get him out of the backfield and give those defensive backs something else to worry about.
Flushed out right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble at second down. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play. They'll run for it with Montgomery. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bears have taken the lead. McManus's point after is good, and that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Come on, now, let's go.
And let's gaze our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Akeem Hicks in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. On first down, it's Fields. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney.
I'm going to hit you all day, baby.
Fields on 3rd down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And for the moment, this will be a 1st down. But we have a marker on the field. Let's see if this stands. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
3rd and long, it's Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. Touchdown, Chicago! Cole Kmet, as the first half is winding down. And the Bears would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point from McManus is good. And it's now 21-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded right around the 8. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive as they'll take over with just 13 seconds to go before the break. Dancing to his left. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half. It's Lawrence. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
Both teams making their final preparations for the second half of action. So with that, let's get you back out to Arlington, where we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3 from the 6. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this 3rd quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Escaping the pressure right. He rifles one that's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Well, you don't want to coach him, Charles, to stay in the pocket on every play, but I guess that's the danger of getting outside of the pocket, extending a play, and making a bad throw. It turns into 6 points the other way.
Yeah, sometimes when you get outside the pocket, your vision actually gets obscured a little bit, or you narrow it down too much, and you don't see all the defenders in the area. Takes it at the 7.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
A dump off to Elliott. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. And now they're in the hurry-up. Play action. It's Lawrence. Steps away. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. Flush to his right. And he finds his target. It's Schultz. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Here's Lawrence. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And the Bears are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
2nd and 10. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Open man is Jacoby Myers. He's got it. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want ball victory.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Randy Gregory in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Fields. Open man is Myers. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's third down.
Back to throw. Fields. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. .31 yards on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. The time to get another look at this Cowboys offense. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Cowboys. Hollywood Marquise Brown with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the the clock, you're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
And the formula there on the two-point try to go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case...
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. Here's Fields. A throw left side taken in by Kmet. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big play that time on the catch and run. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now it's Fields. Open man is Kmet, the tight end. 7 yards, the pickup there. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Fields. That's complete to Mooney. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 20-yard line. Back now in Arlington. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now here's a throw that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup there. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Now Fields. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it? They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it. And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. A big loss there of about 7 yards on 1st and goal, so now it's 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Fields got a man, and he hits him in stride. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Jacoby Myers, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bears look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback. And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending? You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head, because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. so they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Now Montgomery running right, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple down inside the 35 and the 34. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there. Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. From the right hash, this from 48. And McManus able to put it through. And that will extend their lead now up to 22. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one, but let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one. Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. He's going deep for Brown. And then he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They go play action with Lawrence. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll run it with Elliott. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's at 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. And he fends him off. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Able to hit his target, Lamb. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
From midfield now, Lawrence looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Lawrence. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Lawrence letting one fly deep for Cooper. Touchdown. That's caught. Amari Cooper, his second TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Cowboys have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. They'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, as most teams do in their two-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. They'll keep it on the ground. Montgomery. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. Here's Fields. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And they'll indeed take a knee. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Now a give running left with Montgomery. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. And they take a knee. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position.